guys, Brian here, and we're going to do a different type of video today. Having been a working guitar player for many years, it's interesting to look at the different guitar rigs some of the musicians, famous people use. And a long time ago, I saw this video, and it was just so crazy. It was the rig rundown of Vernon Reid from Living Colour. Now, I wanted to make it clear at the beginning of this video, I am a fan of Vernon Reid. Back in '88, Living Colour were the bomb, man. That album, I believe it was called Vivid, came out. And I remember being in grade 10 in high school, and I'd be in my study hall class, and I had, well, it wasn't a Sony Walkman, because I couldn't afford it, but it was like a lower end type of Walkman deal. And I remember sitting in the corner listening to that album over and over and over. And at the time, Vernon Reid was, although he'd been around quite a while, he was new on the scene. I'd never heard of him before. And his playing was just different. And it was just cool. Like Cult of Personality was a cool song. And they had a couple of cool, they had some cool songs on that album. And I remember just really, it connected with me somehow. And I really enjoyed it. So I respect Vernon Reid as a musician, and I've been a fan. I kind of lost touch a little bit with Living Colour. I liked their first album, and then you know, their subsequent albums didn't connect with me as much, and I kind of lost track of them and what they were doing. But what I want to do here is I want to do a reaction video to this his guitar rig, because it was pretty crazy from what I remember. So I haven't seen this in quite some time. But what I'd like to do is go ahead and take a look at this.
Awesome. Can we talk about your amps?
Yeah, man, I'm a boogie dude.
Cool. Right.
And this is two duals. This is basically this is an old.
So you notice here, so he's got a few heads and another amp mic'd, and he has a rack in the corner with some, it looks like he's had some effects or something running through it. So keep note of that, okay?
Early 90s recto. This is like the first head. They sent me this is a Tremolo Verb, and basically they're both powering two recto caps.
Are you running stereo between them, or switching?
Yeah, they're running stereo. Like this one feeds this cabinet. This one feeds that one.
Yeah, because out front you could hear a real stereo spread. It's got to sound. It's got to be pretty awesome to have that behind you, just panning and spreading like that.
And kind of the other thing I'm doing is I'm using running VG99.
So it looked like he was running an actual Kemper unit, which you know, for anyone who's, you know, it's the top of the line when it comes to modeling. And Kemper, they run a lot of money, but a lot of the big bands, a lot of the big rock and metal bands are using them now. Hell, a lot of them are just plugging right into a PA with them. But they already have all the effects on those things, right? But anyway, so let's carry on here. This is really something.
This is like an old bit of gear, but I'm also running a Kemper profiling amp.
Oh, wow.
And I've been doing this thing with these kind of...
there you go.
Splitting molting mixers. They're these little mixers. I found them, DOD makes them.
Huh.
And they're pretty versatile because they're mono, they're 4 in and 1 out, or they're 1 in and...
So guys, as we're watching this, again, Vernon Reid can probably afford to have a couple of guitar techs who run around and do everything. But from a practical musician's perspective, when you're playing live on stage, if something goes down, you don't want those long, awkward, you keep the audience waiting, right? You got to troubleshoot and figure out what the heck is going on and get it fixed. If it's a faulty pedal, faulty connector, you want to have troubleshoot it right away and get it out of the mix, take the pedal out of the mix, take whatever, and just the show must carry on. So I'm looking at this from a troubleshooting perspective too when you're playing live. He's playing, he's got guitar techs he's paying, he probably doesn't have to, it's not his problem, but that, if you're a guitar tech here, and I'm just looking at this going, man, they must get paid very well, because I wouldn't want to deal with that. Like, this is just really starting to get insane. So he has a Kemper modeling amp, has all the effects built into it, but now oh man, this is crazy.
4 out. So they serve as, you can mix a signal, but you can also mult a signal.
Oh.
And so that's part of the thing. Like, a lot of what I'm doing is is parallel processing. It's not in series at all. It's so essentially I'm sending guitar, the magnetic pickups are coming from the guitar out, and using these kind of mono splitters, it's like 1 in 4 out, I'm able to feed this pedal setup, and feed the...
So I think for anyone out there who's a working guitar player like I was, you're probably starting to almost feel stressed the way I am looking at that going, oh my God, this is really, and again, all due respect to Vernon Reid, but this is insane. This is absolute insanity.
Kemper, I feed the iPad.
He has an iPad in the mix now.
Feed the various guitar synth things, but they're all happening, they're all in parallel.
And you're changing in real time as you play, just depending on the song.
Yeah.
More!
That's great. Yeah.
More!
Wow, wild, man. And
More!
this
is
that's
insane.
Great. That's great. How living color. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So these two are feeding these. The Kemper is going direct out.
The Kemper is actually going into the power. Basically, I'm using the power sections.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
Right.
So it's
yeah. So if you check it out, it's geeky. There are two of these DODs in the back.
Oh, all right.
And so the ultimate output, the H9 goes into this pedal setup. It goes out from the H9s into a left and right kind of mode.
Yeah.
And the Kemper is going also in the left right of the mode. So they're kind of it's bananas.
Yeah, that's great.
But it worked.
He admitted it himself. Okay, again, I'm just looking at this going, oh my God, this is an absolute nightmare. You know, a lot of musicians will make a joke about when you're doing a gig and you got that drummer with the massive kit, and everyone has to wait or help him unload or load everything out and how long it takes it. When you get into a working environment as a guitar player, practicality, simplicity. Now, if you're in a bigger band and you can afford to pay the roadies and the guitar techs and everything, great. And I'm sure that's kind of what's going on here. But at the same time, as a working guitar player, you want things to be pretty simple. For me, a good head with a backup head if I was playing, a good cabinet, a few pedals, a noise gate, and so a rack of some good guitars. That would be it for me. But this is just so insane.
That's great. And so no direct signal, just running these as well.
I'm running like that.
And tell me about this cool
Man,
addition.
this thing is really cool.
So he has another amp that's mic'd.
David Coltai, who's associated with Pigtronics, has expanded his line to include the Supro amp line. And these are really, really great. Loud.
Right.
And really punchy sounding. Like they're using them as almost like a combo.
That's great. Like that Delta thing you're doing as you were just playing a minute ago, was that coming out of that?
That was actually coming out of those.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. It's funny how you kind of...
But this right here is like where the... There's no other thing going on over here.
Right.
My God, this is insane.
Going on and off, just switching between
Yeah,
that and
like it's another layer of...
Can you imagine the poor guy who has to set that up for him? He can't be doing that himself. He's got to be paying for... He probably has 3 guitar techs or something who have to set that up and then have flow charts and schematics and diagrams. Oh God, this is crazy. Like, Living Colour, I'm sure they're still popular, but I don't think they're making tons of money every single gig. Like, they're not like Metallica or something. This is a nightmare waiting to happen. I don't understand how someone could... I don't know. I'd be stressed out with a setup like a quarter as crazy. This is really crazy, guys. This is really, you're seeing pure insanity, as Vernon Reid admitted. This is just crazy.
Of guitar sound effects, ambience that I can bring in using various volume pedals. Using the volume pedal and the expression pedal controls different effects. Like the echo, like he Coltai comes out with this. But he also has made the Echolution too, and all the various. I have a Philosopher's Stone here.
Okay, well, hey, let's get into this pedal board. business.
Yeah, sure. I have a few H9.
So you see how he has several pedal boards and different effects and switching units there? That one pedal board we're looking at right now, that would stress me the hell out, having one that big. Honestly, for me, I would have, now depending on what the head is, I would have, if the head had reverb or not, I like reverb. You need a noise gate if you're running any type of distortion. Chorus. You don't need a lot, and I mean, really, he's got all these different things for different distortions and different delays. And can the audience really tell the difference? Like, what would be wrong with just having one of each? This is just guys. And for you that are new to the guitar and haven't played live or don't know a lot about this stuff, this is insanity. Like, this is really crazy. He must be so chill before he goes out on stage, because I think most people would be just stressed the hell out. And even remembering how to use that and what to hit at what point and what song and do, like this is just, I don't know what to say.
Eventide pedals in my setup. I have two. Actually, I'm running 3 of them, on these various boards, and this one
Harmonizer
has a crush station, which is a algorithm that adds distortion. Is that they have the space and they have various algorithms, and they just kind of came out with that, and that's actually very cool. So I can come up with one of those. Now that distortion is that's coming from the H9. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Vernon, how many distortions do you need?
That's like not a sound you would associate with an H9.
Yeah, or imagine it from a Supra.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I have this thing right here by Source Audio. This is like their classic distortion. It's got various.
Have you guys seen a crazier rig than this? Like, I can't wrap my head around this. I can't. I don't even want to keep watching it. It's so stressful. Have you guys seen a crazier rig than this? If you have, comment below.
Very, very chunky. Anyway, there are various things that are cool. This is a flashback.
And imagine the tap dancing to try and not hit knobs and try and hit the little switch activator. Like, come on, Vernon, what is going on here, buddy?
Some really nice delays. It's like a kind of comb filtering.
Another delay unit. So you remember, he has probably every delay imaginable in that Kemper. If I was using a Kemper modeler, I'd probably plug it right into the PA system. But I mean, I haven't even used the Kemper myself, but it's so full and loaded with high-end effects on it, like, and all the different distortions you need and everything. Like, the thing is, he's obviously a gearhead. He can hear little differences and nuances, but I remember years ago I was in a working band, and we had a mixing board and it had onboard effects, and we used the chorus and reverb on it. Put a little bit on the vocal effects, that was it. And I think it was an Allen and Heath board, and people would say to me, well, TC Electronics make the best for live, whatever. And I'd be like, okay, but can the audience really tell, like, the difference between, I don't know, like, especially if you're not playing high-end gigs, if you're just playing to a few hundred people, I don't know, it's just, I just can't wrap my head around this, guys. And again, I'm not faulting Vernon Reid. He's successful, obviously he can get away with doing it. But for me, just the functionality of when you're playing live, first and foremost, if you've ever had a rig go down live, which I have, it's very, very stressful. You have to troubleshoot it, you got to figure it out very quickly. So if you only have a few pedals and a couple of cables, and you know what you're doing, you can figure it out pretty quickly. This, if something goes down, and this is a big band, so if something goes down, I don't know. What happens? Do they have to just take a 2-hour break while they figure it out and follow all the signal to what's going on. Now, he's also said that the signal, he's running it in parallel, but...
Alien space sounds to annoy the neighbors.
Right, right.
Are you going to use an alien space sound live?
And this is a pedal by Catlin Bread. And it's kind of funny because it does this glitchy stuff.
That's great sounding effect. You definitely want to have that. Sounds like an Atari 2600 game from the early 80s. Oh man, guys, this is just crazy.
You can control what it does by moving the volume knob.
Oh, cool.
And this is very special because
it's special, all right, Vernon.
that's
More traditional pedals.
right, and that goes to the combo.
Okay. So that's just for the combo. Okay, cool.
That's just for the combo. Now, over here, these are the effects associated with the VG99.
Okay.
And this also there's an H9 on here, but there's also a pitch factor, which I still love that pedal. They're both made by Eventide. And there's an M9.
Another harmonization unit.
Yeah, of course.
That's been modified by Jack Vaughn.
Oh my God.
He's a kind of pedal tweaker out of Atlanta, and his company is JHV3, and he does like kind of aftermarket things. He improves the headroom. He cleans up the pedal up. He makes, he has this very cool switches that he puts in.
Oh, very
puts
cool.
little roll bars,
Yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what a great box that is, right?
Yeah, it's really it's still. So I had a loop.
If I could talk to Vernon Reid right now, or if by chance this channel grew enough where I could have him for a live interview, I would want to say to him, Vernon, has that rig ever gone down live? There's no way that it hasn't. And what was it like? Was it pleasant? Let's carry on, shall we? Dude, if I needed to take things to that point, I'd hire a keyboard player. Just me, just saying, okay?
I forgot I did that.
That
Instant
is-
soundtrack.
Right. What a great. Is that all guitar on that loop?
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, that's all
Wow.
of that, and that's in the looper mode of this pedal. But of course, it's also known for
This is
like all the
just
different cool
stressing you the
things.
hell out. I gotta fast forward this. More pedals, more volume pedals, more
Right, that's
swell
great.
pedals.
And that's
More units, Vernon! Friends, I don't take recreational drugs. I don't, smoke weed. I don't take magic mushrooms. But I'm at the point where I would like to maybe try them just to get through this video. This is just... I can't... All you guitar players that have been around for a while and you've been playing, you're getting where I'm coming from. There's just no words that I can use to convey to beginner guitar players how insane this is. I can't. God, let's just get through this.
Wow.
and in fact it's incredible.
And then when you're playing live and you forget to move a pedal all the way up, and it cuts into your tone, or you forget to turn this off, and you don't you could get so lost in that so quickly.
Oh yeah. Now that runs just to your monitor, not to your amp.
Yeah. That's going DI.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. I mean, how could someone be so silly and get confused there? Just going to the monitor.
It's very, very cool. When you get into it and you start working with it, you can do a lot of interesting things. Now, another thing that I've got going
Oh yes, you can do many interesting things.
on is Electro-Harmonix has come out with a series of pedals like the B9 and the C9 where you can, it's basically like a guitar organ, so you plug into it and you get the sound of an organ. They just came out with this Mel 9 and it gives you the sound of a mellotron. And it's completely bonkers.
Oh, let's hear that.
Because you know, you gotta sound like a mellotron when you're on stage playing guitar.
Wow.
You know, so it's like
That's awesome.
able to kind of blend.
Right.
Blend.
Can you imagine all the time it took Vernon to put all this crazy shite together? It's almost like something out of a crazy dream or something.
Things together, take things away. You know, so it's very cool. It's a lot of freedom to kind of go a different place.
Vernon considers it freedom. I consider it an insanity penitentiary. Penitentiary, maybe? Because that looks like hell to me.
Right, you know.
Yeah, it's so cool. It just, you know, even your choice of picks, you switch it up on that.
Yeah. Well, this
Right?
is, I'm a nut.
Yeah.
I consider myself a plectrum fetishist.
Yeah.
Right, it's
Clearly.
a bad problem
You
to
got
have.
everything from like silver dollars.
Oh yeah, it's a
to,
Kennedy $50.
Yeah.
And
This, again, you know, if I could reach out to Vernon Reid and just say, look, if you need someone to talk to, I'm here. This was absolutely, in all the years of the rig rundowns or pros showing the rigs, this is absolute insanity. I'm concerned that this is a symptom of a bigger problem for Vernon, whatever it might be. But I can assure you guys, this was again, just I don't know what to say. I wish him the best. Hopefully someday he could be on my show. We could talk about it, because that would definitely be brought up. That rig is just crazy, guys. Again, I'm going back to the working man's guitar rig. A good tube amp or a head in a cabinet. Probably need a backup head or a backup amp. And a few pedals and some good guitars, man. That's what it comes down to. This is just... It looks like he's got a DJ mixing table there. Oh, like, this is just crazy. I don't know, but... Guys, for me, this was the craziest rig I've ever seen in my life. If you guys have seen anything crazier, please comment below. We got to see it. We got to check it out. All due respect to Vernon Reid, but this was nuts. Anyway, guys, we will see you next time.